Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to break down Tesla once again to see what we're looking at this week for key levels. Now, Tesla did give us a signal on Friday that it is showing a bullish sentiment long trend signal on the daily time frame. However, that is on the shorter time frame for the Pivot Pro. So the longer time frame or longer setting, which we'll go over in just a minute, is showing bearish sentiment still. So one daily chart is showing that bullish signal while the other daily chart is showing a bearish signal. And I'll show you exactly why in just a minute. But first, we're going to break down the hour time frame. Hour time frame is currently showing bullish momentum. We can see this green trend area here. That's what we want to hold. That's acting as a dynamic support. If we start to trend below that support, that is going to be a signal for bearish type of setups for myself. Now, of course, this is a smaller time frame, so this is going to be a little bit more whippy, choppy, whatever you want to call it. It's not going to have as long trend type of trades that I'm looking for, or trend type of moves that I'm looking for. So with that in mind, I just want to keep this in mind for a possible entry signal. And of course, my exit will be determined based on the wider time frames. So the 1 hour time frame here, currently showing bullish sentiment. Our key levels on the 1 hour time frame at this time before tomorrow's market open is going to be 328.49 and 327. So really between 327 and 329 is going to be our area of value. If we can hold that area of value, that's going to act as our dynamic support. If you start to see Tesla trending below that, well, that's letting you know that is now resistance. So support is support until it's then turned into resistance. So looking at the other time frames here, 4 hour time frame, we are also showing bullish sentiment, long trend setting here. We can see the green trend just below. We have tested the area just slightly there, maybe not so much yet. So look for this area to hold as possible support. A pullback to this area would make sense, However, again, we are showing that bullish sentiment, so we may just explode on price action. We'll see what happens. But right now, the 1 hour chart and 4 hour chart showing bullish sentiment. 4 hour chart is on a longer trend. If I click on the settings for our signal here, this is a longer trend setting on the Pivot Pro. And you can see this is the key levels we're watching is 313.40 and 321. So really, we can go with 313, come on down to the whole dollar, 313, and above 321, we can look at 321, 322 as resistance, as our top support there. So if we pull back, look at those two levels as possible support. That's 313.40, 321.24. You can round down 321 and 313, whatever makes it easier for you. Now, that is a 4 hour time frame for Tesla showing bullish sentiment this week. All right, daily time frame. This is our first reversal we've had in a little while, and doesn't mean it's going to hold up. However, this is what we're looking to see, right? So what I like to see is just like our pullback strategy. I like to see the signal. We got the signal. Now I'm looking for a pullback into that zone or area for a possible area of value to maybe even go for a longer trade or calls. So looking at the key levels, looking at the indicator as well, the settings are quick trend settings, and that's going to be the major difference between these two daily charts, the quick trend setting and the longer trend setting. This is the quick trend setting analysis, if you can follow along with me there. Tesla daily chart, it is showing a bullish signal last Friday. Okay, great. We love to see that. Now we have an area of value, so we're looking for the pullback to that area of value, and that would be 309.60 and 318.14. Those are going to be our two key levels, so that is our area of values. As we continue here, you'll see that green dynamic zone form. Now, looking over on our wider time frames with the longer trend, the daily time frame is still showing bearish sentiment. I know, sounds crazy, right? But we're not technically in a bullish move or trend just yet. So we want to be careful here. We do have resistance there at 338.38. So that's going to be right here at the right. That's the top of this move. And we now have support. So now that we're in this zone, this area is going to act as a form of support. So we have another support here, 316.54. So right down in this area. So this is going to act as support. This is going to act as resistance. We still have not seen the signal yet. We want to see something like this over here where we see that signal. We then pull back to the zone right there. We explode in price action. It's a beautiful thing. That's what we're looking for. Right now, we are testing this area of resistance. However, we have not closed over yet, so we have not given the signal. So yes, it does look good. I agree. I agree with most of you. It does look good. However, it doesn't look good on that daily time frame just yet. Now, weekly time frame. This is the big wazoo. This is my favorite time frame for those longer trend type of trades. These are weekly candles, so these are going to be very long holds, right? So we're going to look for calls, puts very far out. We're going to get that far expiration date. However, what we're looking at here is a bearish sentiment, a short trend, whatever you want to call it. This is resistance. We are not bullish until we break out of that resistance, and we're looking at resistance around 372.11 and 313.90. So that's going to be our key levels. And again, the 313.90 is actually below the current price. So that's going to act as a form of support, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. So we do have a lot of support below this price right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what Tesla does tomorrow at market open and in the pre-market session, and see where we open up this week and what continues. My overall sentiment on Tesla, judging through all of these indicators, this indicator through all of these time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, and weekly, and again, daily, shorter trend, daily, longer trend, okay? What I see here is currently in the shorter terms of trading, shorter swing trades, day trades, whatever you want to say, it is looking bullish. Sentiment is bullish. Bullish, 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 right? We like that. We love that. Now, could we pull back? Of course we could pull back. We have room all the way up here from 329, 330. We could pull back all the way down to 309 and still be okay, right? That's still okay according to this time frame. So we can pull all the way back down, a good $20, and a lot of traders are going to be freaking out. But it is still technically bullish on this time frame, and this time frame, possibly, at least this time frame. But the other time frames is still showing that shorter trend, that bearish sentiment. So I'm leaning more towards longer term trades at this time on the shorter side until it proves me otherwise, until the chart gives me that signal. And and again, guys, I'm not trading with emotion here. This is not emotional trading. This is trading with a strategy. We've got the strategy built in. You can see this is what I'm looking for, these type of moves, right? If I'm going short, there's my signal. If I'm going long, here's my signal. Zoom in on this. This is what we're looking at, right? Okay, closed above, got the signal. We pulled back to the zone. There's my entry. All of a sudden we exploded. What happened there? I'm not the only one looking at that type of strategy. So guys, be on watch. Tesla this week, shorter trend looking bullish. Longer trend looking on the bearish side at this time. So will be very interesting to see what happens. And it's tough for me to trade whenever we have these type of signals. What I'd love to see in a perfect world, right, which we never see that, or I shouldn't say never, we don't see it as often as I'd like, right, or as often as any of us would like. But what we would like to see in a perfect world is bullish, 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 or bearish, 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 right? Does that make sense? We want to see them all correlate with each other. But that is my analysis this week on Tesla TSLA. You guys know the drill. This is every week. If you want more like this, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.
Remember, trading isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared. If you're serious about improving and want to learn directly from our live sessions, visit bullishboblive.com. We're live Monday to Friday, walking through setups, strategies, and everything in between. Thanks again for watching. Stay focused, stay sharp, and keep growing.